There is a sound that triggers a primal itch in the back of the human brain. It is not the roar of a predator, nor the silence of a ghost. It is the sound of multiplicity. We humans cherish our individuality. We define ourselves by our I. But what happens when the I is consumed by the we? Today, we do not dissect a monster that wants to eat you. We dissect a phenomenon that wants to absorb you. Welcome to the Monster's Id. Let us examine the Rat King. In folklore, a rat king is a collection of rats whose tails are intertwined and bound together by entangling material like hair, sticky sap, or dried blood. They grow together, they live together, and eventually they die together. Pop culture, specifically in works like The Last of Us Part 2 or A Plague Tale, has elevated this biological accident into a manifestation of pure horror, a superorganism forged in the dark, a grotesque fusion of Patient Zero. But why is this image so much more terrifying than a single giant beast? Why does the sight of fused flesh make us nauseous? The answer lies in the violation of biological boundaries. To understand this fear, we must first look at the mechanism of the reaction itself, polyphobia. When you look at a swarm or a rat king, your brain suffers a malfunction. It tries to track each individual threat, every claw, every tail, every eye, but it cannot. This leads to sensory overload. The threat isn't just physical, it is cognitive. You aren't fighting an enemy, you are fighting a tide. However, the deeper psychological terror here is the fear of assimilation. Western psychology places a massive value on autonomy and the self. The Rat King represents the ultimate loss of that self. It is a dark twist on eusociality, the highest level of animal social organization. In the Rat King, you don't die, you become a limb, you become a spare part. You are likely conscious, but you are no longer you. This taps into our deepest existential dread, being trapped in a crowd, voiceless, bound to the fate of the collective, unable to break away. Finally, we must address the abject. As the philosopher Julia Kristeva posited, the abject is that which disturbs identity, system, and order. The Rat King has no clear shape. It has too many limbs, too many mouths. It defies the symmetry that humans find beautiful. It is biology gone wrong, triggering our behavioral immune system, the part of us evolved to feel disgust to avoid disease. So, why do we stare at the Rat King? Perhaps because it serves as a twisted mirror. In a world where we are hyper-connected, constantly plugged into the digital hive mind, perhaps we fear that we are already tails entangled. The Rat King reminds us that solitude is a privilege. To be alone, to be separate, is to be free. We fear the swarm because we cherish the soul, and as long as you can feel that fear, you are still an individual. You are still you. We have dissected the physical horror of losing one's identity. But what about the psychological horror of a mind fracturing from within? Next week, on the therapy session, we invite a man who lost his mind not to a virus, but to a bad day. We will be putting Arthur Fleck on the couch. Subscribe for your next appointment.